Hi there, Jan Copeland again here at the end of June 2020, and I'm continuing with my interview of agents who are doing well and are successful in spite of COVID. And so today, right now, I'm interviewing Jennifer Mack of Jennifer Mack Properties at Pearson Smith, and her prime market is Northern Virginia, which is just outside of DC. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning. Hi, Jan. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. As you know, I really live to encourage women who are realtors to not only do well and stay positive and encouraged and empowered in their real estate business, but also in their entire lives. And so I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I'm excited to hear your answers. So you're doing well in spite of COVID. I want you to share with us, where you are in terms of numbers, and then go ahead into the role that mindset plays in your business, in your life.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, when COVID hit, our business pretty much came to a standstill. So you're probably interviewing some people where their business really just continued. For us, it was a little bit different. DC attracts a lot of kind of rules follower types, type A people, people who really were hesitant to go against the governor's orders, and that's how they perceived it, even though real estate was allowed to continue. And so I had a lot of people who just reached out and said, you know what, we need to put things on hold. And I'm not one to pressure someone when it comes to, matters where it could affect their health. And so that was fine. And we took a step back and I went into helper mode. I thought to myself, okay, if I'm not going to be busy selling real estate, because after a while I'd closed out all my pendings and, I had some new construction deals out in the future, but I was like, nobody wanted to see any houses and nobody wanted me to come for a listing appointment. So I thought, okay, I need to go into helper mode. What can I do to help? What can I do to contribute? I need to stay busy, right? I'm not going to sit around and watch Netflix. So, started coming up with ideas. So the first thing I did was I'm always thinking, okay, what is going to be in huge demand because of COVID that people may not be able to get? And how can I go ahead and get that to help people? So I placed a huge order for hand sanitizer from a local distillery, got that order in, and of course still had to wait, but I just wanted to get the order in. Placed a huge order for masks. I got a pack of 250 masks. Wow. Started collecting snack packs for the food bank, and I think I collected 500 snack packs. Wow. So neighbors, friends, clients, everybody got together on it and donated these gallon Ziploc bags full of the food that people would need to tide them over. And so I was driving all over town collecting snack packs. I was dropping off hand sanitizer to my clients who are nurses and doctors. And one lady I remember, a friend of a friend, I didn't even know her. She's a respiratory therapist. And she shows up on my driveway to get her hand sanitizer. And she's standing there in her full PPE. She had just worked a 12-hour day. And I had 2 gallons for her. And she's just sobbing, That to me was so much more impactful than, okay, what can I do to fill my pipeline? I just forgot about that. And just went into that mode. Recently, we had the drive slow signs made up for people to put in their yards because all the kids are out now. It's summertime, and people are crazy. I feel like with just COVID has affected people's sense of what's the right thing to do as far as being safe and everything. So we delivered those signs to people. So I think really just going into helper mode was what got me through it, kept my mindset positive. I felt like I had a mission every day. I felt like I had a plan every day. I felt like I was impacting people. And I just knew that the business would come back and that wasn't what I should be worrying about. And so I just didn't worry about it.
I love that, Jennifer, how you're others focused, because when you're self-focused, that's when hell starts, right? I mean, so you were others focused. So I commend you for that. So let's get to the reason why you think you're doing well now, because tell us how many deals you have either under contract or have sold year to date. Tell us, about your business, because I know you're very successful.
Yeah, so I have a small team, myself, and then a couple agents, and of course, operations manager and things like that. I think we have 17 transactions pending right now. And the momentum is still ramping back up, but we went from having 4 pending in, end of April to 17, 18, and we've had, we've already had a bunch of closings even since then. So today I know we have 3 closings. So it just picked right back up. It honestly did. It wasn't anything that took a whole lot of effort to get back going, because real estate, like you always talk about mindset, it is so important because we can get beat down so easily in this job, right? We're always being rejected. People are picking other people over us. We beat ourselves up over mistakes that we think we made. Your best friend lists their house with somebody else. I mean, it's so easy to get just beat down. And so I think just staying positive, people want to work with positive people, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're emitting negativity, and if you're emitting an aura of, oh, poor me, or man, life sucks right now, and I just can't figure this all out, people are not going to be attracted to that. They're going to turn around and run the other way, in fact. And so you can't let people see that. You got to have your inner circle that you can just be like, oh my gosh, things are terrible. But for the public and for your clients, you've got to be positive, optimistic, be a helper, be a problem solver. That's what they want to see. And that's who they're going to hire, I believe, to help them with their real estate.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because, well, the one point that you can expect hell. I mean, you can expect to be, we're pummeled. We're in the public eye.
Yep.
Anybody at any point can go and give us a horrible review, right?
Yes.
On Zillow or somewhere. That's just the way it is.
Yes.
But we need to make sure that we're just always knowing who we are. We're clear. We have clarity, and we just go out confidently and say, okay, I'm just going to keep going. But I also like how you brought up the fact that because of that, because we get pummeled sometimes we deserve it. Many times we don't. Mm-hmm. That we need to talk. We need someone to be able to go with, and so that we can go back and be very refined and, and just be the professional. So ladies, make sure you have someone or people that they won't judge you for just letting it out, because you do have to let that out. All right, Jennifer, last question for you. I'm going to switch it up. Instead of asking you about your goals, I'm going to ask you, how do you take action when you don't feel like taking action? Whether something happens at home, to one of your kids, or hubby and you had a fight, or just you're having a bad, crappy day, and that you had on your schedule to take action, but you really don't feel like it. You'd like to just put the cover over your head. Like, do you find yourself taking action when you don't feel like it?
Yes. And I also find myself not taking action on some days. We have to give ourselves grace, right? Especially during this time of COVID and quarantine, and, wherever you are at with that, and everyone's on their own kind of journey of figuring all of that out. We have to give ourselves grace, because things are hard right now. The simplest task is harder than it normally is, right? The simplest task takes longer. And so we have to be patient with ourselves and build in time for just relaxing, and self-care is more important than ever during all of this. And we have to take care of ourselves. And I think that, procrastination that's just a natural thing for people, right? Most humans naturally procrastinate. And so I think you have to envision yourself, how am I going to feel if I can get this done, this done, and this done? I don't necessarily need to do this thing. This thing could wait till tomorrow, but how will I feel? And I envision myself in that sense of calm and peace that I'm going to have. And I say, okay, I'm just going to tackle these things. And I know, I'm 43, and I know by now, most things don't take as long as we tell ourselves in our mind they're going to take, right? Mm-hmm. We've all had projects that we need to do, and I'm like, this is going to take 8 hours. And then I sit down to do it, and it's 30 minutes, So I think we have to be more realistic about things like that, and just envision how we're going to feel when we get it done, and just go for it. And I think you get momentum, right? You cross off 1 or 2 things and you're like, oh, this wasn't that bad. Let me keep going. And I'm not above bribing myself. Okay, if I can get these 6 things done, I'm going to go to Starbucks and I'm going to get a mocha and sit in the drive-thru by myself for the 40 minutes that it takes now to get a Starbucks. Yeah. And I'm just going to listen to music or a great podcast, and I'm going to relax. I do that with myself all the time, so don't think that that's a bad thing.
Jennifer, you just spoken gold right there. There's so much gold in there. It's like self-care, and even in the small things. Like, I go to Starbucks every day. I don't drink coffee. I never have. But boy, that pink drink is a reward to me.
I need to have one of those. I never have.
Oh my gosh, the pink drink. I will like people fight to get their coffee. I fight to get my pink drink. It's
That's
just
funny.
like I used to be hooked on Diet Coke, and truth be told, I still have 2 a week, but I kind of limit myself to that. Because
Yeah.
my daughter tells me how bad it is. But my pink drink and my time to go there and back is when I turn on 80s, the 80s on 8
Yep.
on XM or
Yep.
Sirius, and I just like veg, and this is my time. So ladies, take Jennifer's advice to give yourself grace,
Yes.
because you know what, there's going to be crappy days when you get nothing done.
Yeah.
Just be done with it, and it's in the past. And
Mhm.
then I also love the biggest point that I got out of what you said also, in addition to grace and self-care, last thing is when you said oh my gosh, now it just went out of my menopausal head. Oh my gosh, it was so good. What was the other point?
Was it about how things don't take as long as you think, or I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so upset when I hear this and don't remember. But it's something that I always tell my clients, and I always help them. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. This is what happens. She's 43, I'm 54. It happens, and I hate it.
You can put a post in the comments later and
Yeah, I
update
will.
with what it
I
was.
will. I'm gonna watch this. But listen, I do like how. Oh, I know what it is. When we work with clients, whether they're buyers or sellers, it's our job, I believe, to get their head at the closing table. When they're either going to be happy to receive their keys or they're going to be happy to get their proceeds, right?
Mhm.
And so, picturing that, helping your client picture that, allows them to go through the process more smoothly, because even when crap comes up in a home inspection or appraisal, you say, hey, no worries, we're going to get through this. You have me handling everything. Soon you'll be getting your proceeds. Soon you'll be getting your keys. And likewise, ladies, as Jen said, we need to keep our mind focused on the end. When we're done with this particular project, this particular marketing, this particular blitz of whatever you're doing, keep your eye on the prize. And then that'll help you take the action when you don't feel like taking it. Jennifer, thank you so much. Ladies, Jennifer Mack of Mack Properties at Pearson Smith is amazing. And you'll definitely want to follow her, because she really is a light on her social media. Thanks for joining me, Jen.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.